I hope everybody's doing well. Looks like I have sound, so I hope you can hear me. I'm a little bit under the weather today, so if I sound funky, that's why. But thought I'd still come on to do this stream for Crystle Marler since today is her birthday. She would have been 41 years old, guys. Let's see here. So a little bit of a backstory on Crystle. For those who haven't seen the previous streams on her. On October 8th, 1998, around 4 p.m., her mother, Abigail, dropped her off near a friend's home in McCreary County, Kentucky. Unfortunately, this would be the last time that Abby ever seen Crystle. She was laid to rest in 2007, not knowing what happened to her daughter. In the beginning, law enforcement treated her case like a runaway, but her family always knew that wasn't true. If you read statements from the family, it seems like they always knew foul play was involved. And then in 2009, Crystle's remains were found. According to articles from the McCreary County Record, Crystle's remains were found off a service road near Peel Dogwood Road by hunters, and she was not buried. She would have been 41 today, of course, so happy heavenly birthday, beautiful girl. Sad stuff. How are you doing today, Ada? I've had a day of 2 sick kids. We have a stomach virus tearing through the house, or what I hope is a short stomach virus. Hopefully, none of the bad words. Hey, Farq, it's good to see you. Oh, I understand that, Farq. I didn't really feel like being here myself. We've had a bit of a virus going around the house. I'm so glad that you're listening in with us, and I'm glad to see you in here. Yes, I'm confident that she is, Ada. You know, that's one thing. A lot of her family has passed, but at least her mother may have not gotten to see any justice or her remains found, but I'm confident she knows, and I'm sure she knows way more than we do at this point. But, yeah, so I've been dealing with stomach viruses today. What about you guys? Luckily, I don't have to work a job outside the home anymore, so that helps. Only downside to that is I'm here at the house for all the sick stuff, which is okay. It's not really a downside. It's just a lot of cleaning. A lot of cleaning. So what I thought, an awful cold. Yeah, so not to concern you, but my mother's started as a cold. I skipped that part. But I think Mom has strep. So like I said, not to alarm you, but if you've got a bad cold, the least bit you get sick at your stomach, go ahead and go get you some antibiotics. Don't let it get like Mom did. She let it get a little too far out of hand. That's why I've got my coffee here, though, my scratchy throat. Well, I have my coffee anyways, but I will say it helps. Oh, you mean it got cold outside? I thought you meant you had a cold. Lord, look at me. Guys, look over me. I'm sleep deprived and been dealing with the sickness today. Yeah, it got cold outside really quick. It's super cold in Kentucky right now, guys. I know it's getting cold in other places too. I have a friend far up north, and she was talking about how cold it was today and things, and come to find out we were only like 6 degrees apart. So Kentucky's gotten pretty cold, but we're supposed to be having some warmth move in tomorrow is what I hear. So that's what I'm sitting here waiting for. Thank you, Farq. We greatly appreciate it. Okay, so I thought where we would start at is with Crystle's obituary. I have been blessed with wonderful subscribers, and you all have sent me so much that it has kept me busy every little minute of my free time. I've had something to dig, and I greatly appreciate that because, I use when I dig a case in true crime, that's to help me battle with my anxiety and my depression. It gives me something to do with my time. So I really appreciate when you all send me stuff that's dig worthy, because I do dig into it and I do enjoy it. So thank you all. And this obituary, of course, was sent to me. So we'll go ahead and read that if you guys want to. Like I said, she would have been 41 today. Not too much older than I. But in my eyes, she's a baby. She will forever be 15. Forever be 15. Okay, so Crystle Sue Marler. I take it she was named after Grandma. Crystle Sue Marler, age 15 years, of Whitley City, Kentucky, was last seen October 8th, 1998, and was found April 25th, 2009. That's the first time that I've seen the month and date. Wow. I didn't know it was in April, but it makes sense if hunters found her. Yeah, and I think that's what's hitting us all. That's what's hitting us all. But it goes on to say that memorial services were held Saturday, August 15th of 2009 at 1 p.m. at the McCreary County Funeral Home, with Reverend Clay Cook officiating. Burial was in the Carter Cemetery. I'm planning on going to visit her grave whenever I go to McCreary County. And when I do, I will go live and share that with you guys. I have a few other links here. One that I found interesting was one that said that she had not been beaten, so we'll get to that one on here. It's actually the next one listed, and I don't mean to skip around here. These are probably just going to be some randomness, but like I said, I've been dealing with sickness, and I didn't get to prepare the way I wanted to properly. I didn't get my video finished, so I'm just kind of flying by the seat of my pants. But of course, I didn't want to cancel because Lord knows I have enough connection issues I have to cancel over. I can't start canceling over my health as well. Be canceling all the time. So, I don't know. Do you guys remember when it said that she was beaten and shot? I think that must have been wrong, and maybe now they've seen that. I'm not sure. Let's see. Is that no? Sorry, I shared the wrong one, guys. Give me a moment here. Guess I can remove that one so I don't get it mistaken for the other. Here we go. Well, it looks like back in 2009 they had a swine flu outbreak. Lordy be. Okay, so here is a rather interesting article that was sent to me, and this was in 2009, so after she was found. Let's make sure the date up here. She was found in April. This is from August, so this would have been after. I would like to know the other one that said she was beaten. I bet it was before. That was probably like initial, and this is after the actual autopsy. So the article, of course, is in the McCreary County Record. That's the newspaper that I dig 99% of the time in this case, because they actually covered her a lot. They have a lot about her. They have a lot about her family in here. Her mother was a wonderful CNA, guys. Abigail, she is featured in the newspaper for being Employee of the Month. I mean, her family were good people. It seemed like Abigail was a great person. So anyways, the name of the article is Happy Life, Tragic Death. So Crystle Marler's remains reveal she was shot and beaten. Oh, I thought it said that she was not shot and beaten. So it was shot and beaten. I do apologize, guys. But it goes on to say that one question's answer has left many McCreary County law enforcement with many more to ask. Last Tuesday morning, Sheriff Gus Skinner confirmed the local media that remains found this spring in a remote area of the eastern McCreary County have been identified as belonging to Crystle Sue Marler, who was just 15 when she vanished from Whitley City in October of 1998. On the morning of April 25th, a turkey hunter scouting the woods off Peel Dogwood Road found what appeared to be a human skull lying on the forest floor. The scene was secured by 8:20 a.m. Ooh, this has a lot of details in it too, with officials from the McCreary County Sheriff's Office, McCreary County Coroner's Office, Kentucky State Police, U.S. Forest Service, Commonwealth Attorney's Office, and State Medical Examiner's Office evidence. The remains, consisting mainly of the upper skeletal torso and tentatively identified as belonging to a teenage female, were turned over to state forensic anthropologist Dr. Emily Craig, who was able to determine a positive identification via DNA comparison with samples from Crystle's relatives, the Sheriff's Center said. So with that saying that it was consisting mainly of the upper skeletal torso, I would think that these were partial remains. Is that the way you guys understand it? Dr. Craig's report also lists Crystle's cause of death as gunshot wound and blunt force trauma. Asked about the location of the wounds and possible firearm involved, Sheriff Skinner said he's awaiting further confirmation before he can discuss the matter conclusively. That Crystle had met with foul play was something her family never doubted. Let's go to the second page here. Sorry if you guys can hear the TV in the background. I do apologize. I have a little boy watching Tobots. It goes on to say, we're seen approximately on 4 p.m. on October 18th, 1998, as her mother, Abigail Marler, dropped her off near a friend's home on Strunk Ridge. Though the family personally searched the county, Abigail Marler did not live long enough to know what happened to Crystle, dying in a June 2007 car accident. At this point, I think it's important for us to remember that Crystle was found within 5 miles of where she was dropped off at, if it's my understandings correctly. So within 5 miles. She was not that far. So Crystle's survivors had been in contact with authorities on July 27th, but learned of the positive identification with a formal visit from the McCreary County Sheriff's Office Detective David Sampson and McCreary County Coroner Daniel Rodner following the morning. "I'm at rest with it," said grandmother Sue Marler. "The minute the body was found, I knew it was her." Lorella Wood, grandmother to Crystle's half-brother Jonathan, recalled thinking in the fall that Crystle disappeared, that she would probably be found by deer hunters. "That's been 10 years ago," Wood said. "I'm glad we finally found her. I'd always prayed that I would live long enough to see justice done." Both women expressed relief that their granddaughter can finally be laid to rest. More than 5 years ago, Abby's co-workers raised money to put a memorial stone for Crystle in the family plot at Carter Cemetery in Marsh's Siding. Wood said the family now expects Crystle's remains to be released for burial later this week. Though a memorial service has been discussed, Wood said nothing will be scheduled until Crystle's remains have been returned to the family. That's what I'm thinking. Hey, Level-Headed, how are you? I'm glad to see you made it in. I don't know if I've talked your head off about Crystle yet or not. This is one I've just kind of been working in my free time and putting a binder together on. It's a cold case from near me. Anyways, it goes on to say that nothing will be scheduled until Crystle's remains have been returned to the family. A fund to cover her burial expenses has been established at the Bank of McCreary County. I'm glad we have been able to bring some closure to the Marler family after such a long period of not knowing what happened to Crystle. Sheriff Skinner stated, "I want to ensure the family and the public that we will continue to pursue this investigation with the highest priority. I would also like to thank all of the agencies assisting, certainly the joint efforts with each of these agencies and the National Center for the Missing and Exploited Children have accelerated the results and assisted in reconstructing exactly what happened to Crystle." I wish we knew what they reconstructed. I'm so nosy. I would love to see what they have. Who is responsible is now the question foremost on officers' mind as Crystle's case is reclassified from missing person to homicide. The murder investigation is being led by Detective Sampson. Oh, well, look at me go. Don't give me the big head. Hey, Loves to Lurk. It's always good to see you, honey. Goes on to say, "We have received information in the past regarding Crystle in the Peel Dogwood community and have searched with cadaver dogs to assist in searches of the area, but had not been successful," Detective Sampson said. "It's difficult when there is such a large remote area to search. The girls' remains were found scattered in a fairly concentrated area above 100 feet from a gravel Forest Service road that is not unfamiliar to hunters. At the time of the discovery, Sheriff Skinner told the media that the body apparently decomposed on top of the ground. Though investigators had to clear away several years' worth of leaf litter, they never had to dig below the soil." See, that's what bothered me. That's what made me question if she was initially moved or if maybe she wasn't even there in the beginning. Because, I mean, they had reports that she was out there. So that means that they searched and they say they used dogs. If she wasn't even buried, I mean, unless they had one of my little spoiled fur babies out there that wouldn't go get their own bone, you know, I mean, I would think a dog would find them. I know that it happens, but it's left me with questions. Okay, so Ada says there was never a grid search, especially in the initial stages. The search of Peel Dogwood came from a tip and probably wasn't a detailed search, not a grid. Got you. So they didn't, well, in the Summer Wells case, when they basically locked elbows and went, they didn't do that for Crystle. Because initially it was treated as a runaway. You know, she's 15 years old, slightly turning goth. I think is from my understanding, from what people's telling me. You know, she was a beautiful girl. She loved to live. She loved to do things. You know, she was a typical teenager. So I'd say initially when they figured she was a runaway, that's probably why. And that's sad because as much information is out there, if they had treated it differently, they may have solved it sooner and they could have gave Abigail answers before she passed. Goes on to say that a McCreary County Sheriff's Office press release did not specify what all had been recovered from the scene, but indicated that officers were following leads developed from that search. Evidence was located near Crystle's remains. We don't know what that evidence is, but it was located. And forensic examinations of this evidence are pending. Detective Sampson stated, "We hope to derive additional information from this evidence, but still ask the community to assist by providing any information that they may have." Sheriff Skinner said yesterday that the department has been following up on the tips that have been received so far. The McCreary County Sheriff's Office asked for anyone with any information regarding this investigation to contact their office at 376-2322, and it goes on to list their numbers. I'm not going to list anything but the Kentucky State Police number because I haven't verified that those other numbers are still correct right now. But the Kentucky State Police number, I recognize it, and it is. It's Kentucky State Police at 1-800-222-5555 or 606-878-6622. Nothing the scale of that. Yeah, we were actually, a couple of my friends and me were talking last night about what a large search was done for Summer. But she could have been moved. Would like to know if the hunters used that spot for years. Yeah, which my mind goes to that, and then my mind also goes to, for anyone that has not been to McCreary County, Kentucky, it is remote. Like, there is areas out there you could go to today and go to the same spot and go hiking again and never hit the same trail twice for a long time. Like, and there's places that's so far out of the way you may never get to them unless you have, you know, I don't know, a kayak or just different things. There's caves in the area. There's everything forest, everything. Just one big forest is all it is there. One thing that we haven't got to do in the other two streams that I would like to do this stream, and I know this is labeled as her birthday stream, but guys, I don't know her. I feel like I do. I feel like I'm getting a lot of information on her, but I feel like we've touched on what it was like to be a teen in McCreary County, and I feel like now what I want to look at is try to bring her up on Google, or try to bring up the locations on Google Maps and kind of see, you know, where these different areas are. Also, for those who've never been to McCreary County, I like to pull up Google Earth just so you guys can see how remote it is. You know, I mean, it's a beautiful area. You won't find anywhere more beautiful. I love going there to hike, but it's very remote. And unfortunately, with that comes a lot of unsolved missing and murder cases. Very, very. I mean, I've been lost there one time, and it's never happened again because I've never allowed it to be the chance to happen, because that time I thought, you know, here I've gotten lost with my child. And I felt like an idiot. But yeah, you got to be careful out in those woods. So give me just a second here. Let me pull up Google Earth and we'll look at dog peel, or Peel Dogwood. Let's see here. I'll go ahead and share my screen so that you guys aren't looking at a blurry newspaper clipping now, I guess. Let's see. Almost as much. Well, I love you both, but yeah, it's different. What have you guys been doing this afternoon? Getting ready for the season? I had plans to do a little decorating today, but the sickness got in my way. When the sickness got in my way, I just said, forget it. I have a little scarecrow scene going on that's still Thanksgiving, and I was just going to switch out the pumpkins for Christmas trees and a pine tree and decorate it all up, but it didn't happen today. I am. I can't help it. Don't worry. I'm not going to steal her, though. I promise, Level. I would never steal her, ever. Yeah, so you get lost down there and you can't find your way out because all the trees start looking the same and even the waterfalls start to look the same. It's bad. Okay, I'll get back to Google Earth here. Loves to learn getting me sidetracked. She's good at that. Okay, let's see if I can just push Peel Dogwood Road. Oh, I guess I could put. We don't want to go to Canada. Give me just a second, guys. I'm going to cut this TV. I promise I can use Google Earth, guys. It just don't show today. I'll try one more time. Paying attention this time. See, Love's Alert comes in here and gets me all sidetracked. Blame it on you anyways. I don't even know if this is the way it's going to pick it up, but we'll see where we get to. Nope. That's not even where I was trying to go. Is it at a... Let's do this one. How about let's just get to McCreary first. Oh, well, that might have been it because there's Parker's Lake, and I know it was somewhere. And there's Stearns. Stearns is somewhere where I was never allowed to go when I was younger, guys. Let's zoom in here so that you all can kind of... Oh, yeah. So right here at Yahoo Falls, this little area here is where I've been lost at before. And guys, this is McCreary. This is what it is. It's just forest. Like forest everywhere. I didn't realize how much forest it was until I pulled this up. But yeah, it's just everywhere. Creeks. Okay. Now let me try to get back to the area where we were at. Oops. So, well, Lord have mercy. I wish I knew my way around here more so I could be a little quicker at this. Here, let me try Strunk Ridge. Whitley City. There you go. I was trying to sit here and think of the city. I'm so bad at that. Thank you, Ada. Yeah, it is very dense. And it's also got like hills and stuff like that. So It's not like it's flat forest, you know, where you can kind of see. You have to go over a hill and then look again and can't see to the other side. It gets you very sidetracked. Let's see. You all got lost there too, Ada. Okay, let's see. Peel Dogwood Road, Whitley City, Kentucky. So this is, you can tell me if this looks familiar to you, Ada, because I know you have seen these maps a bit more than I. Well, I might be a little bit more familiar with this area than I thought. Does this look like the area over in Lick Creek? Yeah. I'm going to zoom in a little bit because I do, you know, there's probably forestry service roads all out through there. And of course, if there's a service road, guess where those are going to be? There's going to be teens out there because that's where all the teens sneak away to. It makes me wonder why more wasn't looked at. Wow. I'm almost wondering if that's... Okay. I'm going to type in Strunk Ridge and see where it takes us because I wonder if Peel Dogwood is named something else or if it has a number. I wish I knew more about Google Earth. Pete, Kentucky. No, we're not going there. Let's see. Strunk Ridge. Here we go. That one pops up. So we'll definitely get to Strunk Ridge here. So there's Strunk Ridge Road. And that's the area. This is the area where Mom dropped her off at. And she was within walking distance to go back home because Mom wasn't supposed to pick her back up. Mom was going on to work. Within 5 miles of here, you know, is, well, you can see, look at this. You know how many service roads? I wished I knew how to get, I've been trying to find a map of service roads. I'm just not that good at maps, guys. I'll be honest with you. So I've not been able to find the 6136 service road that she was found on. But I mean, just from the looks of this, yeah, if there was not a grid search done, even with canines, I can see them missing something in here. I did question before, but now I have heard rumors too of her being moved, so I guess anything is possible. Wow. This makes me feel like someone locally definitely done it though, because a stranger isn't going to put her somewhere like that. There is no way. That is so intimidating walking in somewhere like that, not knowing where you're going. Okay, yeah, thank you. I can definitely do that. Give me just a minute here. Yeah, I'm terrible at maps. If you all, that was my, when I was in the Army, that was my weakness. Like, that was my lowest scoring thing ever, was anything to do with maps, and trying to find my way somewhere just didn't work with me at all. I can't even think what navigation. Navigation was not easy for me to pass at all. Give me just a second here. Check my email. I'm supposed to have a map in there. Oh, hang on. I'm checking the wrong email. Take me just a second, guys. Let me forward it real quick to a different email that's on my laptop here. Okay, and I'm able to check my email, but I guess you haven't seen it yet. Just let me know when you do, and I'll go over and grab it. Okay, follow Highway 700 down about 4 miles. Let's see if I can find Highway 700. It might be easier on Street View, huh? Oops. Well, or maybe if I go to an actual map, huh? Let me go to Google Maps. I wanted to show you guys how big it was on Google Earth. Give me just a second here. Give me a second. Let me pull it up. That way I'm not accidentally doxing myself or someone else I spoke to earlier. Somebody's house I went to. Okay, well, here we are. Okay, found off of this road on a service road. Here, this is actually the view I was wanting you guys to have. So yeah, this is one of those areas that it's not well traveled. There's not a lot of people traveling here, you know. Look at this. Wow. So she was on top of the ground under the leaves, and I can see how that's pretty concealing. Can you all? Yeah, there's no way a stranger could come in here. Like, I've drove down these roads before on and off for 37 years, but even me, I couldn't go down there and hide anything with confidence of not getting lost myself, you know? Somebody definitely knew what they were doing. They knew where they were at anyways. And you get, okay, if you're in here and you get back to this little area, you're probably down so many more feet. You know what I mean? You're not finding your way back out unless you know, because you can't see nothing. It's so thick. So thick. Wow. And I'd say when they got this as a tip, this wasn't the only place that was out of the way like this that was sent in too. There's little pull-offs. That's a good point, Ada. My question is, what there is enough land for hunters not to cross the same path, I guess, twice year after year. It just still blows my mind that it took 10 years to find her within 5 miles. Um, Guys, I'm starting to feel really rough. I feel like I've shown what I wanted to. I apologize. This wasn't a livelier stream. I'm just not feeling so hot. It's coming and going, and it's starting to come back on me now. But I appreciate everyone being here, and wishing, Crystle a heavenly birthday. She'd have been 41. Email's still the same, ties to die for 22@gmail.com if anybody has anything that they would like me to look at or put in the binder for her. And thank you guys for showing up, and I will see you next time.